Welcome to Mission to Inspire with Shola Ajibad, where inspiration, purpose, and abundance come alive. Together, we'll empower lasting change, helping you step boldly into your greatest potential. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mission to Inspire. My name is Shola. As you know, I'm your host on Mission to Inspire, and we're joined today by Ian Clark, all the way from Miami. You're in Miami now today?
Yeah, I'm down in the Keys. I'm normally from east of Toronto in Canada.
Right. We're so pleased to have you on our show today. I'll leave it to Ian to actually do introduction of himself so that we know him better. But I can confidently say that he is the pioneer of field of natural health. So I'll leave it at that and I'll let him do a short introduction of himself. Over to you, Ian. Are you ready to unlock a life of abundance, wealth, and purpose? I'm Shola Ajibad, your money, abundance, and prosperity coach, and I'm inviting you to join me on the Faith Hub, where faith meets prosperity. Inside this hub, Faith Hub, you get to access my exclusive coaching, powerful money affirmations, and life-changing resources to help you attract financial success and walk boldly in abundance. Dive into my books, live sessions, and daily affirmations designed to transform your mindset and align you with divine wealth. Join me today on Faith Here and start speaking prosperity into your life. Download the app, Faith Here app, now and step into your season of massive abundance. I shall see you on Faith Here app. Join me there and see you soon.
All right, Shola, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. So my journey started 20 years ago, and everyone listening, that you're going to find it very interesting. The information that's been gathered. Basically, I found out that I knew nothing about health when I was 46 years old.
Wow.
And I was in a terminal pathway to be out of here by the age of 49. I had a large tumor in my perineum, heart disease, and a very big problem with my liver.
Wow.
And I wasn't doing anything really unusual. I lived a pretty clean lifestyle. I didn't smoke cigarettes since I was 21 or drink alcohol or any of that kind of thing.
Right.
So I couldn't figure it out. But anyway, I asked to be led to people who had a knowledge and an understanding and wisdom around natural health, because I didn't like any of the options that the medical doctors in Toronto were offering me at the time.
Right.
Yeah, and I'd watched both of my uncles die at 51 and 54 years old back in 1978 when I was 20 years old. And so there I was in 2004 being given the same options that my uncles were. They both died of cancer, and I wouldn't even allow them to diagnose cancer because I didn't want any biopsies. I was told, don't let anybody poke you because it could actually metastasize if you do have cancer. So I was not interested in that, but I had very serious health condition. And just slowly but surely, in the next 3 years, I was led to enough people to use that 3-year period to get 5 years.
Okay.
And it was all through natural means. It took actually a full 7 years to get rid of the tumor completely.
Wow.
And the heart disease was gone in about 5 years. My liver problem was gone in about 5.5 years. And then once I had a good bill of health, I thought, well, there must be many, many other things that we could do. Like, what if we just got healthier every day? That would be interesting. And I found out about some very important nutrients that no one had heard of. And I started introducing them to people in the world. That actually started in 2007, just 3 years into this journey.
Right.
And ended up selling a very large amount of it to people in California. We didn't even have a company set up, but just people found out about it. They told a few of their friends, and one person would buy 1,000 bottles at a time and then, provide it to their friends. And we ended up doing millions of dollars in sales. And I didn't which was shocking to me because in 2004 I'd had a business failure,
Yeah.
and I ended up in bankruptcy in 2004. At the same time, I'd lost all my health,
Wow.
and I realized it was all me. That was the biggest realization, that everything came back to me at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Mm-hmm.
my lack of knowledge, my
Mm-hmm.
lack of wisdom,
Right.
and that's ended up, like that. So over the last 20-year period,
Yeah.
I've ended up curating several master keys that allow anyone to use those keys and
Mm-hmm.
get their body super healthy regardless of their age.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 That is so interesting. So when you were diagnosed, you didn't go with the medical, the prescription and all they told you. You went onto the alternative medicine. Was that what you did?
Yes, it was 100% natural.
Natural.
And yeah, and I haven't seen a medical doctor since around 2005 because they scare me bad enough. Now, it's not that I haven't been in the presence of medicine. I'm not against it at all.
Right.
I have seen many miracles happen in the medical world. They've saved people's lives every single day.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to these chronic conditions, they didn't even want to know about toxicity. They didn't really want to concern themselves with what my history was.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was a medical doctor for 30 years
Right.
up in North Bay, Ontario. And I would always consult with him. He was not my doctor, but I would consult with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept telling me, it's just genetic predisposition. There's nothing you can do about it. He said, I've seen thousands of people come through my clinic because he had 11 doctors working with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, every walk of life, every race, every religion, everything, every age. And some people die at 36 trying to eat organic, and some people die at 95 drinking alcohol and partying their face off, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And I said, well, that doesn't help me. That's of no use to me. If you're telling me that I've got a certain, hand of cards dealt to me, and that's all I can do, I don't think that is true. I think that it's really up to each individual to find out, because you're unique and
Exactly.
you have certain genetics and you have certain history.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so you've got it, and you have a certain age when you find out about these things. I was 46. Now
Right.
I'm 66, and I'm healthier than I ever dreamed possible in every way, more than I've ever been in my entire life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's something to this.
Wow. 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 So how did you, well, you've already told us a little bit how you founded your active products. But was it the fact that the natural medicine, the natural alternative way that you went, was it that inspired you to create the natural health solution that you created?
Yes, it was. It inspired me, and it also taught me, what I realized is I didn't know anything, nor was I a researcher, because I don't have any credentials at all. I don't have any scientific degrees. I have no medical degrees, no naturopath degrees.
Yeah.
I was literally led to people who were at the top of their game, whether it was for brain health, cardiovascular, endocrine, digestive, respiratory, circulatory, you name it. It
Yeah.
was all these people had spent a lifetime
Right.
learning, and I didn't just want to meet the really, good people. I wanted to meet the greatest, like the top line people.
Right.
And I was actually led to them. You could have given me all the money in the world, I would have never found them. It was a divine order. It was a sovereign thing, and the requests were granted to me to meet these people. So I
Wow.
realized all I do is research the researchers, and then I do what they say. Uh,
Right.
right? Because I was full of lead. I worked in the oil field for 17 years. I was led to people, no pun intended, how to get the lead out. And so I had to detox lead, mercury, and cadmium. I was at a very large amount of that, arsenic, various different things that will kill you. And I also had other major problems like fungal infections that I didn't know about. I had candida overgrowth that was so severe, it literally blew outside of my body in the lower part of my abdomen. That's what caused the tumor. And just a series of like respiratory issues. I would always get chronic infections in my bronchioles. I had I would always get rheumatic fever. Like I had rheumatic fever when I was young, but I got strep throat from the rheumatic fever every few months.
Yeah.
I had huge sinus problems. I was way overweight.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know anything. And so I was shown all the science behind it. And I thought, okay, then what about nutrients? Like, I should let people know about this because as I was finding out, I
Yeah.
thought I have to share this with the world. And that started our company, which is a family founded company. I founded it with my wife and 7 children. And that was founded in 2007 originally. And then it became very, very important in 2014, where we set up a proper structure and got everything certified so that we were not just sort of a little family business. We were a very professional run company that has all the certifications required for purity of product, for quality of product, and things of that nature. And the reason we called it Activation Products is because every time I would share something with somebody, it would activate them to take responsibility for themselves, and it made them feel good. And they would go, "Wow, that feels great. What more can I do?" And so that was a lot of fun because, and it still is. It's more fun than ever because now we have so much knowledge that's definitive. Rather than you have to do 100 things, no, you don't. You just do a set of things, like making sure you don't have any deficiencies in your body. You know, if you as a woman have a magnesium deficiency or an iodine deficiency or
Yeah.
selenium, those kind of things,
Mm-hmm.
then you can have all kinds of problems. It just has like hundreds of things that could happen in your body physically, depending on your genetics, depending on your history, that could be a really big problem. And so if you just top up your magnesium levels and your iodine levels, make sure you have a little bit of selenium, and you can get selenium from Brazil nuts, you know, it's like that simple.
Right.
Then everything changes. A
Right.
whole ton of issues go away. And
Right.
so this is simple, it's super affordable,
Mm-hmm.
and it just makes you feel great.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for sharing your journey there. What are some of the key health principles that activate or that activation products promote? And how do they support the body's longevity?
Well, what happened is we became the manufacturer because I looked out into the world and I saw everybody else running around buying thousands of different supplements,
Where?
literally thousands. And I'm
Yeah.
like, there's no way that we need that much stuff. Like, there must be something where you can get a whole set of nutrients. And
Mm,
that turned out to be marine phytoplankton. Now, marine phytoplankton was never heard of in 2007. Like, no one knew about it.
right.
It's manufactured, and it's a natural product. It's a plant that grows, it self-replicates in a photobioreactor on land. It's
Yeah.
heirloom, it's original heirloom strain.
Mhm.
And it has every nutritional molecule known to all historical data in it. So this little tiny dropper bottle that you take 17 drops a day in water
Mhm.
gives you every nutritional molecule all at once, like an orchestra playing. That was the first product that we found. You know, and when I found it and I showed some people in California, that's the only place I went with it. Everyone in Canada turned their nose up at it. They go, "Oh, what's this algae?" But when I went down there, they were like, "This is new. We never heard of this before. What is it?" And when they would try it, they would
Mhm.
come back in 15 minutes and ask me if it was legal. You know, it was like, because they felt so good from taking it. And
Mhm.
I said, well, there's no stimulants. It's totally legal. It's a
Right.
food.
Mhm.
And it's a very unique thing, and that's how it took off. It literally had its own legs, and it just ran, and people loved it, and
Wow.
that's what founded our company. So that's our main product is Oceans Alive. That's what it's called, Oceans Alive. And
Right.
then the next one that came in was a transdermal magnesium called Ease, and we call it that because it relaxes the body, allows the muscles and the joints to be very fluid and very comfortable. It also works with more than hundreds of different, I mean, I can't tell you the number. They say 300, 700, I don't, it doesn't matter. It is the required element
Mhm.
for for hundreds of biochemical reactions in your body to work properly. And
Mm.
so for women, it works incredibly well. It works great for men too, but for women even more, because women are always under a different hormonal level than men throughout their life, because a woman's hormones are always moving, and women have your cycle. You have your cycle. You're able to have children. You menstruate. There's all kinds of different elements that you need more, and this type of magnesium stores in the tissue because it goes in through your skin. You don't
Right.
consume it orally, and
Right.
you build up a bank account of magnesium in a couple of months. Usually it's around 2 to 3 months when you have the right amount built up, and then you maintain that every day. Now
Mm-hmm.
you've got all the magnesium you need in the right structure in your tissue, and your body just draws on it as it needs it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes the brain power, better cycle, better everything. It just supports the body's ability to stay very healthy and very fluid.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, it just helps the joints to get, what it does, it gets the calcium back where it's supposed to go as well. A
Right.
lot of people have too much calcium, not enough magnesium. That makes stiff joints, sore, aching muscles, brain fog, poor sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Different autonomic nervous system can get stuck in sympathetic stress.
Right.
And, you can't afford to be stressed. There's no way. It just has too many negative effects in your life.
Okay. Okay. So your alternative medicine, are they like certified um medically?
Yeah, well, they are. They're certified to be exactly what we say is in that bottle.
Right.
There are many, many studies around magnesium and iodine, for example.
Mhm.
All we had to do was produce the highest quality, the most bioavailable, the most pure, and all of our products, the number one first rule is do no harm, and the second rule is be the maximum efficacy. So
Right.
being a small company, we don't have the hundreds of millions of dollars it takes to do
Hmm.
a double-blind, placebo-controlled randomized study, but
Yeah.
we can source studies that say magnesium does this, this, and this, and all we do is provide the very best of the best when it comes to that form, that particular product, whatever it is.
Okay. Wow. Mm, that's interesting. Very interesting. So, how do you approach the challenge of changing the widespread belief that health inevitably declines with age from your own experience, though? Are you ready to unlock a life of abundance, wealth, and purpose? I'm Shola Ajibade, your money, abundance, and prosperity coach, and I'm inviting you to join me on the Faith Hub, where faith meets prosperity. Inside this app, Faith app, you get to access my exclusive coaching, powerful money affirmations, and life-changing resources to help you attract financial success and walk boldly in abundance. Dive into my books, live sessions, and daily affirmations designed to transform your mindset and align you with divine wealth. Join me today on Faith Here and start speaking prosperity into your life. Download the app, Faith Here app, now and step into your season of massive abundance. I shall see you on Faith Here app. Join me there and see you soon.
Well, the paradigm that we all live in
Yeah.
from the time we're little children
Mm-hmm.
is we're born as children, we see our grandparents get old and pass away.
Yeah.
Then we become adults and we watch our parents get old and pass away.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody believes it's your turn. And
Yeah.
that's because we see that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what is accepted in society.
Yeah.
What I found out was that that is an actually very incorrect perspective. Because if you were a violin player and you started learning when you were 10 years old, how much better would you be at 50, 60, or 70? You would be so much better at playing the violin. So when it comes to health, because you are living in your body and you are the asset, you personally, you the soul are the asset, right?
Yeah.
You're the mom, you're the sister, you're the cousin, you're the grandma, whatever roles you have as you get older.
Yeah.
And your body is your main asset. That's your number one asset.
Mm-hmm.
So as you learn to support your body's ability to get healthier every day, you
Mm-hmm.
have to see each category. It's like a chain. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link.
Mm-hmm.
So if a link gets weak and breaks, then you lose your life. So you have to know all the links of the chain, and you have to know them intimately, and how you are going to support them to get stronger as you get older. So
Right.
instead of having less brain power, you have more. Instead of having less endurance, you have more. Instead of getting stiff and sore, you get more fluid, more agile, more mobile.
Right.
Instead of having worse digestion, you get better digestion. Worse respiratory, better respiratory. Cardiovascular improves all the time. So I found out all the ways to bring improvement and strength into every single area of my life. And then I share that with others, and they find out that's the same thing. You
Mm.
have to have definitive knowledge. This is not commonly known at all. What is commonly known is you're going to get worse as you get older, and you're going to get closer to death. Like I turned 66 on June the 7th, and I'm
Wow.
supposed to believe that I should be getting ready to exit this world. I should get my affairs in order. And I realize I'm just getting started, literally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have no idea how long that we will live now, because it just gets better and better every day. That's the key performance indicator. If you're getting healthier and stronger and better in every category of your life every day,
Mm-hmm.
you don't even need to think about dying, because that's not a part of the equation at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And, and think of how important you are right now in your life. All the people who you love, who love you,
Mm-hmm.
everyone you influence, all the people who count on you. Every 10 years, you get way more important, way more valuable to those people,
Thank you.
and you're here to serve them. And the better you are, the more intelligent you are, the more wisdom you have, the more you're going to serve them. And so you can't be losing your body. You can't be having your body fall apart. That is unacceptable entirely. And now we have the information, as well as the nutritional and the detox materials, to
Mm-hmm.
allow your body to continue to thrive into the future.
Right. Right. That is very interesting, though. Very interesting because there's this belief that there's a pattern in life, and that pattern follows genetically. You know, and there's nothing we can do about it. So, like you said, if our ancestors die at a very particular age, we will be looking at, that same pattern. And it's the same thing in health. That's why genetically we suffer some diseases because we believe that is genetic. Um,
Right.
yeah, but from your analysis, that can be reversed,
It's
basically.
a very different picture. And the largest industry on earth by far
Mm,
is the sick care industry. There
right.
is trillions of dollars spent on,
Mm-hmm.
on sickness. They call it health care, but it's actually sick care. So that is because everyone believes that that's the way it's supposed to go. They don't search for things that can reverse that completely.
Yeah.
Whereas I was inspired deeply to search for these things, believing they existed.
Mm-hmm.
And what was really interesting is along the way, I met some very intelligent, very wise health experts, really knowledgeable. And they had knowledge in one category, that was their specialty. And then they would get to their 70s and 80s and they would die. This is over the last 20 years. I'm like, did that person just die? Why did that person die? They're not supposed to die because they're supposed to be a health expert. And then I realized, oh, it's not about being an expert. They
Mm,
only had one master key.
right.
You need all the master keys, and they weren't aware of the other ones because they focused their work on there. So I'm not attached to anything because I never came up with any of it. I'm not some hero with a master key. I was just gathering the keys as a person, a layman, a person that only has a high school education. I was supposed to go to university. I had very high grades out of high school.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, I'm just going to take the summer off and I'm going to go out to Alberta and work on the oil rigs, make some money. And I enjoyed it so much that I didn't come back. And so I thought, oh, I'll just give it a year. And then I didn't come back the next year. I ended
Right.
up spending 17 years working in the oil field, which was super toxic. It was dangerous, like literally a dangerous environment full of chemicals, heavy metals. You can imagine working around these oil rigs, how bad they are. And so it was just I had no idea. But
Wow.
that was my path. And that got me very, very ill. And if I had not become very ill, I
Yeah.
would never know what I know today. I would have been like everyone else in my family,
Wow.
just doing the best, going along and dying. The average age is 75 to 85 in the world.
Yeah.
Some people die in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and some people live till 100.
Some
And
people up to 100, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, but that's nothing. Like I don't worry about, I'm going to live till 100. No, let's just be healthier every day. You're
Hmm.
more valuable every day. I am more valuable every day. And
Yeah.
let's serve people. We're here to serve people. We're not here to be masters of 1,000 slaves.
That's
We're here
true.
to be a servant.
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm. Wow. Wow. So, your personal health transformation, right? Um, I know you've experienced a lot coming from your journey. Um, your belief and in your power of natural health products. What has really, I mean, what experience or witness do you have that affirmed your belief, strongly in what you do?
Well, it was the physical results because all I could do is go by what my body did. So,
Right.
for example, when I did certain detoxification protocols,
Mhm.
I had a very large amount of visible things leave my body.
Really?
I had black tar for 2 weeks that came out of my ear canal. I was
Physically?
laying physical, and it
Wow.
was I didn't know what was going on because I had flown up to Vancouver. This is going back to 2011. I
Yeah.
had flown up to Vancouver, and as the plane was landing, my left ear did not release. And I don't know if you've ever experienced an ear not releasing, but it is very dangerous because you can blow an eardrum, or I don't know what could actually happen. You station tube wouldn't release. My
Right.
right was releasing, but I was trying to release it. We were already down on the ground, and it hadn't released, and the pain was unbelievable. And
Mm.
then my ear just went zzz, like that and released.
Mhm.
So I went to a walk-in clinic and had a nurse look at the inside of my ear, and she said, "There's no infection, but there's a lot of black tar in there." And so they got one of those syringes with warm water, and we got a whole ton of this terrible smelling stuff out of
Ew.
my ear. And that took 2 weeks from then for that to all come out. And I was wondering why it didn't happen in my other ear. And about a week went by, and I continued taking these detoxification elements.
Mhm.
And then my right ear started, that was another 2 weeks. And it was
Oh,
a very painful thing because I had so much that had built up because you're breathing everything here. So I noticed a very big, that was way back then. Then later,
mhm.
I did a sea salt, unrefined sea salt protocol with water for 18 months. And during that time, a very significant amount of terribly awful, dark stuff came out of my bowel movements. And
Oh,
I coughed up. For 1 month, I coughed up a whole bunch of white glue. It had no flavor, no infection,
yeah.
no color, just white glue. For a
Right.
whole month, every 30 minutes, I would have to cough up this stuff. And
Wow.
then I got a month break and then another month later on.
Right.
So the seventh and ninth month of that 18-month
Mhm.
protocol, it was like, so I saw things like that. All my joints. So I had shoulder injuries, torn
Oh,
rotator cuff 3 times on this shoulder. I
mhm.
had this shoulder was broken in 4 places when I was young, and that was always aching. I had
Right.
my left knee was crushed in an oil rig accident. My
Right.
right knee was damaged in a snowmobile accident. So I was pretty messed up.
Wow.
So for 39 years, my left knee, I couldn't twist it all or it would blow up like a basketball. I couldn't snow ski or water ski anymore. And
Mm.
when I was 60 years old, I found out a treatment that you physically do to your body that is very visible. And
Right.
within 1 week, my left knee was completely healed just from 8 5-minute treatments that I did myself on my body that
Right.
didn't cost any money.
Wow.
So
Wow.
And now all my joints are healed. I've done my shoulders, hips, knees. I still have some work left to do on my hips. I haven't completely finished them because it takes a while to build up the gumption to do these treatments. But most of my body is done. I've done almost every square inch of it otherwise, because you can do every area. And I found out that you breathe 11,000 liters of air a day, and in
Right.
that air is tire dust, brake dust, cremated body particles that go out the stacks of these crematoriums.
Yeah.
There's a ton of things that we breathe.
Mm-hmm.
We pump 7,200 liters of blood a day, and your
Right.
body only has 5 liters of blood in it.
Right. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That is what a testimony, I would say, for all of that to come out of your body. And I'm sure maybe that's one of the things why after 5 years, you were declared free of all the ailments, the liver infection, the cancer, and everything. They were all gone because you were detoxing and everything was just coming out of your body in different ways. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. What future developments or innovations are you excited about in the realm of natural health and wellness?
Well, the thing that excites me the most is that we now have the definitive information that we're beginning to put together in courses so
Okay,
people can access that information and
right.
right and then take responsibility for their own health as much as possible.
Mhm.
And also we've set up a 70,000 square foot facility in Canada to produce enough product for people so that they don't run out. And now we can actually serve many more people because there's a big upsurge in people wanting to be able to get healthy, especially after the last 4 years of what the whole world went through. A lot more, interest people have in like, what can I do myself instead of relying on the medical establishments only, because
Yeah.
they have their place and people go to doctors and dentists and so on.
Mhm.
But taking care of your dental, you can have perfect dental. You just have to follow a very specific protocol,
That's true.
and you can get more energy, more stamina. So sharing that information with people is what excites me the most, because we live a really simple lifestyle. My wife we have a farm, and she runs the farm, and
Right.
we don't sell anything off the farm. It's just for the family and for our team members, because we want to make sure that the food we have is really clean.
Right.
And it's just getting people activated and getting them to feel better and create a movement, a
Mhm.
nice wave. And there's 8 billion people in the world. I mean, even to serve 1 million people is
Mhm.
a huge number. Like right now, we have about 200,000 clients who count on us every single day to give them information and to support them. But that's like 1/80th of 1% of the population's 1 million people. So
Mm.
we have like, what is it, you know, I don't know what it is, 180th percent of 1% who are serving. It's like we're barely a dot on the screen right now.
Right.
But
Right.
we could grow. We'd love to serve around 10 million people
Mhm.
in the next 5 to 10 years.
Okay. Wow. That's interesting to know. This is actually coming to an end now, but before we do, one compelling question for you, Ian. How do you emphasize the future of healthcare and particularly regarding natural health products in the future?
Well, what I see is people becoming more enthusiastic
Right.
about doing natural things.
Hmm.
Their enthusiasm will build as they find out that these things actually work, because the unfortunate thing in the natural products industry, most companies are really just thinking about their bottom line and making a lot of money.
Right. Yeah.
And they're doing what everyone else does. They have there's all these thousands of keys.
Hmm.
So when you tap into the master keys, all
Yeah.
these other keys over here, hundreds of keys are no longer required.
Right.
You just keep doing that. So I see people tapping into the master key concept,
Okay.
getting them, employing them, and
Hmm.
then other people seeing what happens to them. Because I look so different at 66 than I did at 46. I was an overweight, very unhealthy looking, terrible skin, no glow, dying man. And so when people see me now and I show them the picture from 20 years ago, they go, that's not even you. So when you become, you already look great. You already have the youthful glow. So, you know, but that's because you're obviously very knowledgeable. But people who are like in 20 years from now, you're going to look even better. You're even going to be more youthful. You're still going to look your age, but you're going to be a very youthful looking woman in 20 years. And you're
Wow.
going to have an even better glow than you do now. So,
Really?
yeah.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your journey. Any inspiration and advice for people out there?
Build the self-esteem of others around you.
Uh-huh.
Always look for the best in everyone around you and always encourage that. Cover people's weaknesses. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you don't ignore things, but you focus on the most positive things to build everyone's self-esteem around you, and they will in turn build your self-esteem so you feel the value you are. You're a super valuable person on this earth, and don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. And definitely don't tell yourself anything other than the fact that you're a very important person in
Mm-hmm.
your world, in your universe, and in this world we live in.
Oh. Thank you so much for joining us today. How can people out there reach you if they want to reach you?
Well, the best place to find us is through activationproducts.com.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also on Instagram. I share short little videos to give people health tips at
Okay.
Ian Clark Activated is the handle on Instagram. And also on TikTok, just Ian Activated. I don't personally spend time on social media because I don't have time, but I
Yeah.
do publish there. And so it's all, I like that for educational side of things, but those are the best places to find me.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today. All that information will be in the show notes anyway and the description on YouTube. Thank you everyone for joining us, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on this particular show. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you.
Are you ready to unlock a life of abundance, wealth, and purpose? I'm Shola Ajibad, your money, abundance, and prosperity coach, and I'm inviting you to join me on the Faith Hub, where faith meets prosperity. Inside this app, Faith app, you get to access my exclusive coaching, powerful money affirmations, and life-changing resources to help you attract financial success and walk boldly in abundance. Dive into my books, live sessions, and daily affirmations designed to transform your mindset and align you with divine wealth. Join me today on Faith Here and start speaking prosperity into your life. Download the app, Faith Here app, now and step into your season of massive abundance. I shall see you on Faith Here app. Join me there and see you soon.